first of all, you're going to prime those peepers. I'm taking the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It's a creamy primer and I'm just applying it all over the lid and blending it in with my fingertip, and I'm setting it into place using a pressed powder. Then I'm taking the shade Nuna from the Naked 3 palette and blending this into the crease of my eye with a fluffy crease brush. This one in particular is from Crown Brush. It's really good and it is my favourite crease brush ever. You'll see me using it in pretty much every single tutorial. It's going in windshield wiper motions and little circles to blend it out nice and seamlessly. Then I'm taking the darker shade, I think this one's actually called Nuna, my apologies, the first one was called Limit, I do believe. It's the darker matte shade in the palette. I'm taking that on a denser fluffy brush. This one's from Spectrum Collections. I'll link everything down below. And then it's into the crease of the eye just to deepen things up a wee bit. Then I'm going in with a cream gold eyeshadow base. This one is from Tarte. I love it. I will link it down below, as with everything. Putting this onto my eye and then onto the lid, I'm taking the gold colour from the Naked 3 palette on a flat synthetic brush from MAC and applying this all over the gold creamy base, so it really just lasts and lasts. Then the star of the show, I'm taking the Makeup Revolution Awesome Metals eyeshadow in the shade Rose Gold. It's a very strange consistency, but when you've got used to how to work with it, it's just absolutely beautiful. You kind of wet your brush with the Fix Plus, or you can use the gel that comes with the little kit, and you apply it to your brush or to your lid and just play around with it, have fun. It's just so amazing. It looks so metallic and just beautiful and shimmery, and yeah, I'm just smoothing it out with my brush because it can go a little bit not really lumpy, just kind of textured, so I like to smooth it out as much as possible with the brush, and this also just prevents fallout later on in the day. Then I'm taking the blending brush and just blending the edges just to make sure everything is nice and seamless. Then I'm going to go ahead and finish off this very simple eye makeup look with some liquid liner. I'm not the best at liquid liner, it does take me a while to get the crack of it, especially without the tape. But I'm just applying a very thin line, as thin as I can possibly get it, with some liquid liner. This one is from Makeup Revolution. And I'm highlighting my brow bone using the So Hollywood Illuminator from Anastasia Beverly Hills on a flat real hairbrush actually. Just highlighting my brow bone, and I'm going to blend it in with the blending brush later on just to make sure it's nice and seamless. After this, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply a generous coat of mascara before the falsies. The lashes I'll be using today are the Red Cherry 43s. I've recently purchased these. Couldn't get the words out just then, and I'm obsessed with them. They're so fluttery and wispy, and oh my god, I just love them. Love them, love them. Then I'm taking the darker shade under my lower lash line just to add some definition, and I'm going in with a creamy eyeshadow base into the inner corner of my eye from Primark, and then setting that into place using the gold colour from the Sleek Solstice highlighting palette. Onto the face, I'm taking this Smoothing and Illuminating Primer from Monu. I got it in a glossy box ages and ages ago. I'll try and have a hunt for it. It's really good. I wouldn't use it every day just because I prefer a matte finish on me personally, but if you're into the dewy finish, I'm sure you'll love this. So once that's been massaged into the skin, I'm taking this foundation from Too Faced. It's the Born This Way foundation. I am very aware that this is the complete wrong colour for me. This is the only foundation I actually had to hand at the time of filming this tutorial, so I just blended it down my neck, onto my chest, and pretty much everywhere that would make it look less obvious that I was wearing a foundation colour that was completely wrong shade for me. So yeah, I absolutely love this foundation, and I got it in a darker shade because I was planning on wearing it just when I was fake tanned, but didn't have time to fake tan. Anyway, enough excuses. Onto the contouring. I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Beautiful Bronze on my temples, the sides of my forehead, under my cheekbones, and blending it in to the skin using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. Once that's been all blended in, I'm going with a very strong highlight, as you can see. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW15, I want to say. I'm going to purchase the NW20 shade soon, just so I don't have this strong of a highlight. I do love it, but it's just not, I don't know, it's quite difficult to work with. Like, I find these kind of concealers are only really good when I'm applying a lot of makeup, so yeah. Hope that actually makes sense. Anyway, I'm just applying it to my face using the foundation brush from the Real Techniques Core Collection set. And then I'm applying some to my chin, down the centre of my nose, my forehead, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going in with some more concealer because I want this to be a really flawless look. This is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard. I'm applying some quite heavily to my forehead, in between my eyebrows, down my nose, and just on the edge of the eye highlight, just to kind of even everything out and make everything look a lot seamless. So yeah, and then once that's all been applied, I'm going to blend it into the skin using a damp beauty blender. The damper the better in my opinion when it comes to blending out heavy amounts of concealer. This really helps, and I haven't found a way better of blending in concealer and foundation since I tried the beauty blender and the Real Techniques sponge and everything like that. I just absolutely love them for a flawless finish. Then I want a super girly, pretty pink cheek, so I'm going ahead and applying the Benefit Posy tint. Just a tiny wee bit goes a long way. Patting this into the cheekbone and blending out the excess using my damp beauty blender. Then I'm applying this liquid illuminator from NYX to the tops of my cheekbones and blending that in with my beauty blender also. Once the cream highlight's all blended in, I'm going to set that in place using a highlighter. This one is called So Hollywood from Anastasia. I'm applying it with my Morphe brush. I like doing this before setting the entirety of my face because I just find it gives a really intense highlight rather than just putting powder on top of powder. Just a lot of highlighter. Then I'm going to go in and set the rest of my face using this pressed powder from New Look. I know this is really random. I actually found this at my work sample sale and it's alright. It's alright, it's nothing amazing, but it's the only face powder I actually have at the moment, so that's what I'm using today. Then I'm contouring my cheeks quite lightly using the contour kit from Anastasia in the shade Java, I believe, on my MAC 109 contour brush. Then I'm just topping up under the eyes with the darker shade from my Naked 3 palette, applying some mascara to my lower lashes, and I'm setting everything into place using my MAC Fix Plus. Then on to the rest of the face. I'm adding some more highlighter because, you know, this makeup look can't have enough highlighter. This is the Sleek Solstice palette and I'm taking the gold shade out of it. It is my favourite highlighter ever. I absolutely adore this eyeshadow palette. This and the Glow Kits from Anastasia are my favourite. I'm applying some to the tip of the nose so I look like a little pixie, down the like sort of narrow of my nose, I don't know what to call that, just the bridge of my nose. That's what it's called the bridge. And then a little bit to my Cupid's bow as well, and I'm blending everything out just using my Morphe brush to make it look as seamless as a highlight can possibly be. And then onto the lips, I'm taking the MAC lip liner in the shade Boldly Bare, I do believe. No, I'm using Soar lip liner all over the lips and then filling it in. And then I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Saint-Tropez. I'm not very good at pronouncing things, you can probably tell, but yeah, I really hope you like this makeup look. I love it. I think it's super summery and just perfect for any barbecues, any sort of summer parties, a date, you know, going to get some pizza, whatever you think. I love this makeup look. I felt so like pretty and girly and feminine, and I just love it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial, and if you have any suggestions for further makeup tutorials, please leave a comment down below. I'll be sure to check it out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you next time. Bye!